Why do some business owners grow using just a few simple tools while others drown in subscriptions, confusion, and tech overwhelm? That's what we're solving today. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to make the right tech decisions for your business, even if you don't consider yourself techie at all. Now, I'm Eileen Klang, and I am a tech strategist for small business owners, which means I help you simplify your systems so you can grow your business without all the tech drama. I've helped hundreds of entrepreneurs go from overwhelmed and oversubscribed to running streamlined businesses that actually make money. And today, I'm going to help you do the same. Now look at this remote. Let's get one thing straight. You do not need to know everything about this remote. That's like saying you need to know how to rewire your car engine just to drive to the grocery store. You don't need to become techie. You just need a framework to make decisions. That's what I'm going to give you today. Most of us treat our tech like this. 100 buttons, and we only use 3. Which 3 do you use on this remote? Your business only needs a few core tech tools to function, and we'll define those today. Ask yourself these 3 clarifying questions. What do I sell? How do people find me? And how do they buy? Now, we're going to reverse engineer your tools from those answers. For example, if you sell digital courses and people find you through Instagram and they buy through your email list, guess what? You don't need all that fancy CRM, webinars, all those other platforms that you're probably paying for, but not using. What you really need is a good email service, a basic landing page, and a payment processor. That's it. You can get started. You could be making money with just those 3 things, not the 10 things you probably are paying for. So most tech overwhelm comes from buying things to solve problems you don't even have yet. All right, I want to hear from you. So in the comments, tell me, what's one tech tool you bought, subscribed to, or downloaded and never used? Okay, I'm only asking for one. I know you did more than that, right? Because I know I did too. Let's get that in the comments. Tell me, what is that tool that you bought, subscribed to, or downloaded and never used? It's still sitting there on your hard drive waiting for you. All right. All right, so now we're going to kind of looking at your tech stack, kind of like a kitchen. So what do you have in your kitchen? You have prep tools. What kind of prep tools do you have in your kitchen? Right? You've got all kinds of things to make stuff. You know, knives and all kinds of things, maybe a peeler, maybe a grater, bunch of different prep tools, things you need to get going. Then the cooking tools, like a pan, right? You need a pan and an oven, a range, you need maybe your microwave, all the different prep tools. And then cleanup tools, don't forget, we got to clean up too. So when we look at it that way, how is your tech stack like a kitchen? So your prep tools are your email, your calendar, and your scheduler. Now note that I say those are separate. So this is your email that you use, your calendar, which is to track your stuff, and a scheduler so people can schedule with you. But then we have cooking tools. And cooking tools can be a lot of different things. We think of them as like a website, or maybe that's a landing page, like we were talking before. It could be something simpler than a whole big website. It could be your content, wherever that content may lay. It could be whatever kind of content you do, right? And it could be the platforms, the delivery platform for that content, which you may own or you may not own. Lots of different kinds of tools. Instagram could be a tool for your content delivery. And then there's cleanup tools. Now, the cleanup tools, they're just not sexy. I'm just going to tell you that up front. But the cleanup tools are things like your analytics, knowing what's going on, what's happening, what's working, what's not working, and of course, bookkeeping, tracking what's going on. So if you were thinking about this, here's a tool that you might have that you might never use. So let's say you bought a bread maker. I've been there. Bought a bread maker. Yeah, you're gluten-free. You never make bread. The only thing you ever do is you make tacos. Why'd you buy a bread maker? So that's the wrong tool for the job. That's the same thing here, okay? Now, think about this. Take a piece of paper, and we're gonna work on this a little bit. Take a piece of paper and make 3 columns. The first one is a must-have, the second is the nice-to-have, and then the not now. And go through and look at what you already have, your subscriptions that you have, the things you're paying for. Look at which column they go into and make some decisions. All right, now your tools should talk. What does that mean, talk? Well, they need to integrate. They need to talk to each other. Nothing's talking to each other. Have you noticed that? So have you ever used a tool that doesn't integrate with a tool you already have? It makes things harder, not simpler. They need to all work together. So that's one of the things about starting simple. You figure out what you really need to make things work in your business. You start with the simplest thing, make sure that works with the next thing and the next thing. So that way you're growing off of it rather than starting with something huge and then trying to simplify. Doesn't work that well. So start with something really simple, maybe something that creates a landing page and has a way for you to capture emails. That's simple. Creating a big website without that doesn't make any sense. Start simple. So if your tools don't talk to each other, I can tell you systems will break. Don't start with the biggest thing, start with the smallest things, and then connect them together. If you could wave a wand, I don't really have a wand, but we'll call this our wand, and one tech thing would just work. No setup, no confusion. What would that one thing be? Would it be your email list, an automation, a course that you're building? Let me know. Now, here's the next thing we need to talk about. FOMO, fear of missing out. Tech FOMO is real. We all get it. I mean, how can you not? If you're online for a minute, somebody's selling you something. And that creates FOMO. Now, here's the thing. If the tool isn't going to solve a problem that you have right now, you don't need it. Right now, this is what the important part is. Now, not a year from now. Don't buy that tool that you might use later on in a year, because you're going to pay for it all the way for the next year before you use it. That's just FOMO. Think about how you could look at what you need now and not the future. So when you see something and it looks exciting and interesting and like something you would really like to have, consider a couple of questions. Does it make something that you're doing right now easier? Will I use it weekly, daily? How often am I really going to use this? Is this a one-time thing? Is this next year thing? And does it connect with what I'm already using? So think about that as well. If you're getting a lot of no's in those questions, you know what I'm going to tell you. you don't need it. All right, now the next thing is you want to do is grow as you go. So what does that really mean? It means that, like I said before, start small and grow from that. Don't start big, and then, yeah, you're paying for a lot of things you're not using. If you don't need all these buttons, if you don't need this complicated thing, maybe just go for something that's really simple and just does the things you need. Don't buy the extra complicated fancy stuff because, oh, it's on sale. It looks good. It's kind of fancy and interesting. No, we're going to start small, and then as you need something, you can add it in. Another thing that I do, and I do this quite often, is I prune. I prune my list. I check my subscriptions probably at least quarterly, and I cancel a lot. I do. So I go through and I have a list. You could put a list in a Google Docs. Every time you buy something, put it in the Google Doc so you have the list. And then go back and look at that list and say, oh, wow, I bought that thing 3 months ago and I never used it once. You could cancel it. There you go. And you can save some money right away. Is there something that you kept thinking you were going to use and you didn't use it, and now you're sitting here thinking about doing something? Maybe it was a course platform and you've been paying for it, and you've been saying, you know, I want to build a course. If it's something that you're ready to do now, great. Take the opportunity and use it. But if you haven't been using it, this is the time to cancel it, right? Look at what it's costing you money-wise and just taking up space in your brain and thinking about, and every month that comes through and you go, oh, I really need to do something with that. Yeah, you don't need that. That's just extra stress. So I have a little thing that might help you. I have a free guide called 10 Tech Tools to Build Your Business. It's helpful. It talks about the tools and what they are and what you might need. I'll have it down here in the description so you can download it. And I talk about this in my weekly tech newsletter. And I talk about how to manage your tech, choosing the tech tools, not buying too many things before you're really ready. It can be expensive because you bought things, you paid for them for a long period of time, and then you didn't actually use them. So I'm hoping that this gave you some clarity, some understanding of what you need and how to figure that out. And I hope that you'll subscribe and get more of my videos like this. I just like to give support about how to choose your tech tools, and sometimes a little bit about how to use your tech tools as well. But I think it's really important that we figure out what works for us, and that we're not trying to buy everything. We're not stuck in that FOMO cycle nonstop all the time, which I think is really easy to do online. It's so easy, particularly on social media, to get stuck in that FOMO cycle, and you don't need to. You really don't. So I like to kind of close a little bit here with hoping that I've helped you a little bit, that tech doesn't feel like a foreign language, that with a little bit of support and some of these little tricks that I've shown you, that it can help you to make the right choices, save you a little money, save you some time, and help you get started in choosing the right tech for your business. And I will take a look and check out any of the comments that you put below, and I will respond to any questions that you have. And I hope that you'll subscribe here, and looking forward to hearing more from you.